Okay, we're now on Kilayim Perek Hey Mishnah Aleph, the first Mishnah in the 5th chapter of Kilayim. Says the Mishnah, if I have a kerem, remember we learned that if you have a kerem, if you have a vineyard, then you can't plant anything within the vineyard, and you have to plant 4 amot away from the closest vine. So says the Mishnah, kerem shecharav. What if I have a kerem that was destroyed, that most of the vines were destroyed? Im yesh bo lelaket eser gfanim lebeit sa'ah. If I have eser gfanim, 10 gfanim in a beit sa'ah. Beit sa'ah, remember we said, was the amount that it would take to plant a sa'ah of grain, to produce a sa'ah of grain, okay? Or plant a sa'ah of grain, I don't remember. Anyway, it's 7,500 square amot. 7,500, it's 2,500 amah merubaot. 2,500 square amot, okay? Even to ot kil chatan, it's 2,500 square amot, and they're planting kil chatan. Then, nikra kerem dal. That's called the kerem dal. Let's see what that means. Says the Mishnah. If you have 10 gefanot, okay? If you have 10 gefanim, 10 vines, not less, and they're planting kil chatan, i.e., 2 by 2, and v'chad yotzei zanav. We learned in the last chapter, in order to be considered a kerem, you have to have 2 by 2, actually 3 on one row and 2 on the next row. Okay? And they're not far enough apart. 16 amot, and not more than 16 amot, and not more than 4 amot apart. So let's look at your standard kerem. Let's move this guy over. Okay, and make it a little bigger. Okay, your standard kerem. That's not going to work. You have to move this. Let's take your standard kerem. Here we are. Your standard kerem has rows planted approximately there's 4 amot between each row. That's the way you can I sort of, eyeballed it, but you can assume 4 amot between each row. That's your standard kerem, and we'll assume that this is 2,500 square amot. So he says, let's say the kerem is so destroyed that there's nothing left except for, there's a maximum of 10 kfanim. Now, I need somewhere for there to be 2 by 3. So let's assume that there's 2 by 3. I'm going to leave 2 by 3 over here. Okay? And I need somewhere for there to be 2 by 3. So I have 2 by 3 over here. These are the 2 by 3, because if I don't have 2 by 3, remember we said it's not a kerem. But then I got 5 more spread out throughout the rest of the kerem. You can get the point, okay? So I could erase this more quickly if I wasn't using Microsoft Word, okay? And there's no area of 16 amot. Let's say that's not 16 amot. Well, here there is 16 amot. So I've got a live kerem here, whatever. You kind of get the point that there's no area open of 16 amot, that's of open space of 16 amot between any one of the 5. Okay? And so therefore, in this case, this is called the kerem dal, and you can't plant, I would keep going, but you get the point. You can't plant in the kerem itself. Says the Mishnah, v'im lav eno kerem, it's not eno kerem. So again, I'm sorry, harei ze nikra kerem dal, that's called the kerem dal. Kerev shu natua ibuvia. A kerem that was all of the plants were irbuvia, they were not planted in straight rows. If you could somehow, I'm not going to draw this, but here, this is the shtaim keneged shalosh. If you could have 2 by 3, if there's a way to figure out a 2 by 3, then a reza kerem, that is a kerem. V'im la, but if not, eno kerem, it's not considered a kerem. Rabbi Meir Omer says, hoil v'hu nir'eh ketavnit hakramim, harei ze kerem. Since it looks like the format of a kerem, because it has rows of some kind, it's very interesting, because he says, since it looks like a tavit karmin or a kerem, and therefore, if there are rows of some kind, even though they're not straight rows, I guess it's a little difficult to understand what he means, because if it looks like tavit kerem, then what is a natur irbuvia? It's planted irbuvia. It must be like 1 up, 1 back, 1 up, 1 back. And as long as you can see 2 by 3, then it's a kerem. Rabbi Meir says, even if you couldn't see 2 by 3, that would still be considered a kerem, and it would require the harchaka, the distance of 4 amot, and not the distance of shisha tfachim. We'll stop here. If you have any comments or questions, you can email me at harspolter@gmail.com. And we'll dedicate this learning to the memory of my father, Harav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Have a great day.